Good morning. I need to see if I can get it up on my computer. I didn't set it up, or my iPad, either one. I hope you guys are all staying warm today. It's been pretty chilly out here. All right, come on. Nothing's working. There we go. Oh, I am live. Good. I can call it up. Oh, darn. What is... I'm trying to go to my... it's not working. For some reason, I can't get in. Hey, Sharon, good morning. I'm working on my iPad. It's not letting me. Let's try this. I don't know if I remember my login for that one. I may have to. Let's see if I can get in there. Now to remember. Hey, Barb. Now to remember my password. Because I have two accounts. I don't remember what my password is. All right, I'm not going to worry about it at this point. I won't be able to see it on my iPad. I got to work on that, getting that straight, so I'll do that later. Okay. I just got in from taking Ezzy out. That dog, I swear, she's crazy. She is out there just having her good old time, walking all around. And it's freezing cold out there. She does not mind the cold. She was jumping all over the place and eating the snow all week long. I'm out there freezing because it's below freezing. So I limited her time out there for that reason. But, oh well. What can I say? She is she's a little pistol. I hope you all had a good time. Sharon, I don't know if you had snow in Texas. I know that there were places all along that Gulf Coast down there that had snow that hadn't had snow before to any extent. I was really shocked with some of the places. Louisiana with a ton of snow. And it was like, okay, Florida. I would not have thought that they would have had snow, but it happens. I have a interesting card today. I wasn't certain what I was going to do. And I ran across a card that I liked and that I had saved. And I thought, oh, I'll do that. So I'm going to do that today. I used an Altenews set, and it has a stamp set, a die, and stencils. So that, and then I pulled in one of my favorite dies, so to speak, that's retired from, hey, Betsy, from Stampin' Up. And I love it. I didn't get rid of it. I've got several that I'm not going to get rid of because I like them and I'll use them. And then I pulled in a bunch of other products. So it's like, this is going to be a mishmash this morning, but I saw this idea and I thought it was just so cute. So I decided to give it a try. So with that, because it's going to take me a little while today, I'm going to get ready and turn this down. If you get dizzy, close your eyes and I'll tell you when to open them. All right, because I'm going to flip this down. And now my phone yell at me. It doesn't like to be flipped when I've started, but what can I say? All right, come on. Okay, you can open your eyes now. It's going to take me a few minutes to get this set up. I'm going to move this up instead of trying to move my camera. All right, let's see, how straight is that? A little off. Well, maybe not. Now it probably is because I shifted it. Yep, I'm going to go back the other way. Hang on. I tell you, once I stop doing this for a while, I'm gonna adjust my mat instead of my camera. It takes me a while. Okay, and I'm just gonna push it up some, so I'm a little bit more centered. All right, as I said, today I am using a variety of products. I pulled in a bunch of different gems. I have some gold, some purple, and I didn't know which one I was going to use. It's going to depend on what I like. I pulled in some Altenew green ink. It's the Green Valley. And I pulled in their shades of purple ink. So I have those too. Now, this was all inspired by a card that I saw, and it used a die and some ink blending. And I love this die. I thought this would be really fun to use. But this is from the Split Card Texture Dies by Stampin' Up, long retired. So that's what I'm using for mine. And I have to start off, and I didn't bring up my scissors from downstairs, so I'm going to use my other ones. I'm going to start off because the first thing I want to do is I want to create a border around here. I don't want to hide all that, and you'll see in a minute. So I'm just kind of following it. I'm not worried about making it perfect. You know, I'm just trying to keep the spacing as even as I can because it will show. Okay. So, and if I need to trim it, I can. So there I have my piece. That's scrap. All right. I have purchased the Altenew Blossoming Freesia Build a Garden stamp set. Well, it's a bundle. Hey, Lori. Oh, wait a minute. Never mind. I was looking at another one and somebody commented on it. If you like deals, watch Altenew for their Build a Garden when they have their sales. This one was a stamp set, and look at all those great sentiments. I love Friend, and it has a die that cuts it out also. It had the die to cut the flowers out, and it had stencils to go with it. Now, these are to color the image, and that, oh, you know what I didn't get? I didn't get a yellow. I'm going to have to go find a yellow. So it was all a bundle. So it's a great deal if you have it. Now, to kind of save some time, I took my image and I stamped it onto some white cardstock. And before I go too far, let me go get my yellow. Okay, here we go. Here's my yellow. Pocket full of sunshine. All right, so now I have everything. To use this, I'm going to use my stencils to color it. You can color it with alcohol markers. You can do whatever you want. I decided to try or to use my blending brushes and inks. All right, I am putting this on. This is a piece of a mat that you use in like Silhouette or Scan and Cut, and I just cut it down to make it fit, and that holds my paper in place. Now, and it's sticky here on the side, so it'll hold the, okay, I'm looking at this. Okay, this goes on, and I got to figure out where it goes. Let's see. No, no. There it goes. No, not that one. That's the only thing, and I need to, is it this one over here? This one? Ooh, I think I got it. Yes. All right. Let me move it just slightly. I'm going to push it down there. And then what I will do is I will take a piece of tape and tape it to the background and to this. Now I'm going to do this. Now I'm only going to do, and I've got to get a piece of Post-it note. All right, I'm gonna put that there. I'm only going to color this in. And let's see, that one is one. And then that one goes around. They've set it up so you could do it with two different colors. I'm not using two different colors. I'm going to use one. And I think I'm going to go with the soft lilac. Oh. Of course, if I haven't opened some of these, they're hard to open. All right, so let me get my blending brushes now. And I do not have a ton of blending brushes. I do take and I wash them. So with that, let's get ready. Hey, Janice. And I'm going to load up my brush. Okay. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to add some color. I am using more and more of the mini cubes. For one thing, they're easier to store, which I like. I can get refills for them. I don't know about this one. I have to watch. This one, it took me a while to get the markers for it. So I just have to kind of watch and see. Oh, it says my video has ended, and I know it hasn't. So let me refresh the page, and it'll come back up. All right, now I have to go back in because it's coming up. Yeah, it wants me to go to where they have all of the videos and lives and all, they post them there. I don't want to do that because then I can't see comments. At least I don't think I can. So there we go. Now I got it back up. Sorry, guys. Ooh, I got to be careful up there. So I'm just going to go through and I'm going to color all the pieces. Okay, I've got that one. So I'm going to take this off. And this one is another one. And it goes on like so. This is the one that you can use to add another color. I'm just going to make mine purple in shades of purple because I like shades of purple. Okay, put that down there. I'm going to put that there so I don't get it on my card base. And now I'm going to do the bottom with this same color. And I got to be careful here. Put my hand down here. The stencils do have numbers on them. This is number 1. So I'm going to color it in. And if you get a little bit of white space, it's okay because it'll just make the flower look more realistic. All of the people that I watch all say, you know, blend your ink out and leave a little white on the tip so that it looks natural. It brightens it up, gives it some movement, so to speak. All right. And I'm almost done with the light. Okay. And I'm going to take this one, which is Lavender Fields, and I'm going to add some to the base. So I'm going to make it darker down here. And I'm just adding just a little bit. I'm not even going to fool with those little tiny pieces. All right, now I've got to go back up to the number 1. I couldn't do the dark with this one before I moved it because I'm trying not to use too many brushes. It's not that I don't have them, I just... All right, let me go in here. I'm going to add a little bit of dark here. This is another technique for giving your flowers some interest, is just to add a little bit of dark at the base. And I'm going to go here because there's the base, not that. All right, so there's what I have so far. And I'm going to move this out of the way. And now I'm going to all right, this one is first. So let me see. Nope. This one, oh, this one goes, it's got the outline, there we go. It's got the outline of the other, of the whole flower, so you can, that kind of helps you match it up. So I matched this one, I could see really well, so I matched it. And I'm going to put this on. I'm going to go over here and add this. And this time, oh no, this time I'm going to use this one. And I'm going to go in. Oop, I messed up there. I should have started off. And I didn't. See if I can blend it out some. It's easy with the light. I gotta remember to come in. And blend. Okay, we're getting there. And I'm going to do the same thing I did with the other one with the dark. I don't know what this is going to look like, but we'll find out. All right, I've got that. And then I'm going to move to Deep Iris. And I've got to move my... Nope, I'm not going to do Deep Iris. I'm going to go to this one. Okay, there's that crazy one. There it is. I have to watch the crazy one. That's the only one I can find on here to match up. Okay. So I'm going to go back to this And I'm going to use this one. This one is my Lavender Feel. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to add some ink. I got to watch this down here. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And I'm probably going to have to use another blending brush because I forgot I got to do my background. I have not played with stencils in a while, so I thought it would be fun to give it a try. Okay. All right. That one's moving on me. It's moving. Darn, darn, darn. Let me get it lined back up. All right. Tape it there and there so it doesn't move. All right, now I'm going to go to my Deep Iris. And I'm going to add some at the tip. I can't figure out where some of these are. Oh well. I may be off a little, but that's okay. I've got to blend that out a little better. All right, and now I've got to go back to the first one and add some purple to these that I did. Nope, this way. I'm concentrating, sorry. Okay. All right. And I've got some white spaces because I didn't do it correctly. So I'm just going to go in and add some of the darker one in spots. All right, let's see what that looks like. Not bad. I've got some spots that I missed. Like that. I can go in. I don't know if this is the one for it, but I'm going to just kind of go in and add some purple. I'm going to leave it because if I mess with it too much, I'm going to get it off and it's not going to look right. All right, so there's that. And now I need my yellow. Let me take this off. I'm just setting these to the side because I have to wash them. This is the yellow, and it goes in here. And I don't know how this works. All right, there's a star here. The yellow may not show up. I may use a really dark one. Ooh, ooh, no. That goes there, I know. That goes there. All right, I'm going with this. We'll see what it looks like. And I think I'm going to use Honey Drizzle because it's a really dark color. It's almost like a gold looking one. I'm going to get a small blending brush. So I can add, excuse me, add it in fairly easy. All right, let's see how bad this looks. Yeah, see, this one it's off here. So I'm going to add it there. I'm doing better just doing it. I don't know why it's got it there. I don't know why that space was there. It shouldn't have been. All right, I'm going to go back to my purple. I'm going to add some purple. You know what? I'm going to leave it because I'm going to mess it up. All right, now I need to do my stem. And here's my stem and my leaves. All right, there and there. I don't need this one anymore, so I can get rid of it. All right, and I need the green. All right, flip it over. I'm going to use Shadow Creek. And give me, oh no, that one looks kind of green. I just can't go too big or I'll get, all right, and then I'm going to take Mountain Pine to add some accents. I love it when you can get variegated, or shades, I should say, of ink. I'm coming in from the side. Oh, it's taped down. I'm gonna do the tips. All right, I'm gonna leave it at that. Okay, it's off a little. I don't know why. It must be me. All right, so I've got that done. Now I'm gonna set this aside and let it dry. I can get rid of this because I'm done with that one. All right, come on, down here. All right, I'm just gonna let that dry, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull in a scrap paper and my card base, which is, okay, where's my panel? Nope, hang on, I thought I had a panel. I guess I didn't. That won't work that way, so I'll cut it this way. 4, 5, 4. Okay, so this is my panel, and I'm gonna use some temporary adhesive to put this down. And I'm gonna put this on top, but what I have to do first is I have to kind of make some marks. Oops, no point in that one. All right, I'm just gonna kind of make some little marks so I know how far to go. So that way when I blend it, I know. All right, now I'm gonna start with the lightest shade, and I'm going to start at the bottom. No, you know what? I have to start at the top. I don't know what I was thinking. And I'm just going to blend it down. And this one will be really light. And I am going past that line. All right, now. And I'm just going to blend it out. down. This one's really light. I didn't realize it was this light. Okay, I've got that. Now I'm going to move to my Lavender Fields, which is darker. And I'm going to blend up into that one. And I'm gonna just blend away. I'm going way out for this one. And I'm not worried about the ink being blotchy because, to be honest with you, when you put this on there, you don't even see it. All right. Going up. All right. And then I'm going to take my Deep Iris and I'm going to go up. Ooh, got it on my finger. Not what I want. I gotta turn it. And I blend in a circle, but apparently my circles are too big because I always get white spots. Okay. All right, hold on. Somebody sent me a message and it's messing up my screen. I want this darker, like really dark. So I'm gonna keep blending here and I'll just work my way up. All right, let's see what that looks like. I'm gonna go with that. I kind of like that. Let me put my top on it and get it out of the way so I don't make a mess, which I have been known to do. All right, now, let me take this off, move this. All right, I'm gonna move these into the other room. Into my sink area. All right, I'm gonna try this. Usually you can't, once you put ink over top, you usually can't erase it. But I was able to. Wow. Okay. I've never been able to do that before. Wonder if it's something with Altenews inks. All right, now I gotta clean off my tip. It's got a bunch of dried up stuff on it, which means it's down in the tube. All right, let's go. Ooh, got a bubble. I'm not very good about staying on the line, but I am trying to do the outside, and I can always go back and wipe that off. All right, let me see if I can get this picked up without getting it all over my hands. All right. All right, now got to get it off my hands and off my mat. So I'm just wiping it off. All right, so we have that. let me put this away. I have to tell you, the 2 bins that I got from scrapbook.com to add my, to use on the side of my desk to organize stuff, they're working out really good. I really like them. I've tried to find, I think I bought 2 in the bundle, and every time I go look, the 2 ones are sold out. So it's like, darn. So every time I place an order, I look to see. And if they have a sale, I look and see. All right, now make sure I've got this the right way. All right, so there's that. All right, there we have it. Now I can take this and die cut it. We are on the downside. I want to find my plastic to put on top, back on top of this. Because if you don't put your plastic back on top, you'll get dust all over it, and then it's not sticky anymore. You have to do some things with it. All right, let me move all this stuff that I threw over here so that I can cut my die out, my image out. Here's my die. Need some of this stuff. I did do some coloring. I'll share with you some of the others that I have colored of this. I did a blue one and I did a yellow one. It might have been for a Facebook Live I did. I'm looking for my tape. Where did I put my 2 pieces of tape? I had 2 pieces of tape. What did I do with them? Well, when I took it off, all right, hang on, I got to get some more tape. All right, got it. Now let's run this through. I don't know what I did with that tape. I don't know where I stuck it. All right, now. Before I take this off, I'm going to make sure it cut the whole thing out. Yes, it did. All right. My magic mat is bowed pretty bad. So I put it back in and crank it through so it's flat and let it sit. I haven't had a chance to heat it. I need to do that. I think after a while they just are bowed. All right, let me get this out. Okay. Now, if you don't like the white around here, before you cut it out, you have to do it beforehand, take and, I was looking to see, I was thinking that had to be done. Take and go around it with a gray marker, and then when you cut it out, it'll have a gray shadow instead of this. So this is going to go on here like so, and I'm going to put it on with some pop dots. All right, let me put that there and there, and I got to cut some more. Hey, Betty Ann. Thanks for sticking with me, guys. Some mornings I get a quick and easy one, and other mornings it takes me a little longer. And this one had all the blending, but I figured the blending using the stencil would be better than trying to color it. I have to work on my alcohol coloring, but I wanted to get the shades in there. All right. And I'm adding a bunch of dimensionals because my image is bowed. I don't know if that was because my that is bowed or what? Might be. All right, come on. Give me that one. And I'm taking my backs off. And we are going to be in the 50s tomorrow. Such a welcome relief after the low 20s. I don't know how cold it got where you guys are, but hopefully it wasn't too bad. All right. And see, you really don't see that background is not. I could have gone out further, but that's okay because in the stamp set is, I've got my gems, is the word friend. I'm looking for my stamp set. And you know what? I don't think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to add gems in that upper corner. So let me see what I can find here. I have gold, and I think I might do the gold because there's a lot of purple. All right, let me do the gold. And I will tell you, I got these on Amazon, and I thought, it's okay. I'll just get these. They won't be too bad. Well, you gotta pick them up, and I need another small one. Here's a small one. I'm picking them up with my fingers, but I will use my take your pick tool if I can. I'm going to put 5 on. Come on, flip over so I can make sure you're the same size as the other one. Well, this one is not covering. Yes, there we go. All right, I like these. I was going to separate these all out, and I still might, but some of them are tiny, tiny. Look at that one right there. How tiny that is. Oh my gosh, it is so tiny. So it'll be fun to use that one on a card. All right. Now, let me get some glue. All right, I'll put one here, one here, one here. And I'm going to put that there. And then that one. And then that one. That's a piece of... And then I think what I'll do is I'll come down here and I'll put one here and here. I'm going to put the big one down there. And there we have it. I have to work on the... I haven't used this one with the stencil before, so it had some challenges with it. But I'm also going to try and remember to outline before I cut it out with the gray so that it takes and you don't have that white showing around it. I do have a gray alcohol marker that I could use. So, simple card. Well, I say simple, but it's not. But remember, Altenew has some great deals on, now their Build-A-Garden is a subscription, so you don't want that. But this is one that they had maybe last year or something that they released, and they had some extras, so they just put it on sale. All right, so there's that. Here's the blue one and the yellow one that I did. I did this in a, it was one of the ladies from Altenew does a Saturday stamp along, craft along. They usually do this kind of thing where they stamp an image and color it, or do some things like that so you can learn some techniques and everything. And this was, I did not have the image they had, but I had this one, which was a large open one. And I really enjoyed playing with these colors and blending them. I just have to go back because it is alive and see if I can watch it again and see. So you can see the difference between the, and I may go in with my alcohol marker and fill those in. Using the stencil and then the alcohol inks. Okay, if you get dizzy, close your eyes because I'm going to get ready and flip this around because we are done. Oh yeah, now it's telling me don't rotate your phone. All right, there we go. All right, okay. Woo. I hope you enjoyed today's idea and you'll give the idea a try. I know Stampin' Up! If you have some of them. I just had one, something beauty. What did I put it? Enduring Beauty. Ooh, would be a good one. Knocked my ink off. Ink cubes. Would be one that you could use. Anything with a stencil would work. You have to have a die or fussy cut it. Enduring Beauty isn't bad. That's the thing. Stampin' Up! Didn't always, if they had a stamp set and a stencil, they didn't always have a die with it. And I kind of like being able to cut it out. I wanted to be able to use it either way. Okay. I don't think I have anything going on next Wednesday. Last weekend, I totally forgot my friend was coming in. She got here Friday afternoon and had to leave Saturday afternoon because of the snowstorm. They were getting 6 or more inches. She lives in Berryville, Virginia, which is up near the mountains and on the western part of Virginia. So her son says, Mom, come home. So she went home early. We were both so disappointed. We were having such a great visit. So we won't be able to see each other until April now because of her schedule and my schedule. So we're going to do April again. But I should be able to be live on YouTube on Wednesday at 2, not noon, 2. And back here next Saturday. So you guys stay warm. Hopefully you'll get some warm weather like we are, and it'll start to melt your snow if you have a lot. And you can enjoy the outdoors again. Have a fabulous weekend, guys. Bye.